Hello everyone and welcome back to Moonmothgoddess Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing what lesson is this person here to teach you, okay? So this is about the connection between you and your love interest, the love interest that you might have on your mind. If you're wanting to kind of look at different connections, you can certainly choose a different group for a different person. So what lesson is this person here to teach you? Okay. Every single person that we meet, connect with in our life, we are exchanging energy, whether it is something that we are giving to them energetically, they are giving something to us energetically through those exchanges. And sometimes there's some important lessons that we're needing to see. It could be something that we are teaching to someone else or that they are teaching to us. So today we're specifically focusing on what lesson is that person here to teach you. Okay. Now we do have 3 different crystals for you guys to choose from. For group 1, we have a Snowflake Obsidian. For group 2, we have this cream crystal. And then for group 3, we have a blue agate. If you already feel drawn to a specific crystal, you can go ahead and skip straight to the timestamp and it'll take you directly to your reading. But I am going to be adding in one of these cards to help you with choosing. So what lesson is this person here to teach you? What lesson is this person here to teach you, group 1? What are they here to teach you, group 1? Love. Group 2, what lesson is this person here to teach you, group 2 with the cream crystal? What is this person here to teach you? Okay, well, we have 2 for this group. Purification and unexpected. And group 3. What lesson is this person here to teach you, group 3? Family. Okay, so those are the choices. Group 1, we've got love. So some kind of lesson about love. We'll see what it is. Group 2. We have purification and unexpected, and that is with the cream crystal. And group 3, we have family. And that is with the blue agate. All right, so those are the choices. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to meditate on the crystals, the cards, keywords, pictures, whatever is drawing you in the most. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you all at your reading. Hi, group 1. So those of you that resonated with love and the Snowflake Obsidian, this is going to be your reading today. So we're asking Spirit, what lesson is this person here to teach you? So actually going to start with some tarot cards and then add on some additional oracle. What lesson is this person here to teach you, group 1? What lesson is this person here to teach you? 9 of Pentacles. Six of Swords. 3 of Cups. We have Justice. Okay. So there is some type of karmic energy here. Justice does have to do with karma. A karmic lesson, karmic contract. What lesson is this person here to teach you? Group 1. Seven of Cups. Okay, I'm just going to stop there for a moment. I'm going to pull some oracle cards here. And we'll go back in and clarify a little bit. What lesson is this person here to teach you? Group 1. We have the Pilgrim with opportunities and growth. There's a little lantern here. This reminds me of Hermit energy. Okay. For some of you, I am getting here, look at that, there's another lantern. For some of you, I'm getting that there are actually 3, I'm looking at the 3 of them there, 3 significant connections in your life. And these could be ones from your past, okay? But it kind of feels like these are a team of souls who you've had some very important lessons, I feel like. And it feels like with these 3 different people, you have some type of karmic contract with them. And these might be like 3 very significant relationships that you've had in your life. So that could be like ex-partners, ex-spouses, people that you date. And not just because, of course, sometimes we can go on a date with someone and we don't really feel a connection and we're just like, not worried about it. We don't think about that person anymore. But this feels like there's 3 very significant relationships that are stand out to you. Okay? And I almost kind of feel like these relationships are ones that are, yes, teaching you about love, but justice being here. Justice is Libra, okay, Libra, 7th house, which has to do with relationships. And the Justice card, Libra energy, is about balance. Balance. Justice has to do with honesty, with integrity, with respect, with fairness, making the right choices, doing what is best for your highest good and the good of those that are also involved. Yeah, the Justice card is the major arcana here. Balance in relationships. What lesson is this person here to teach you? We've got power and might. Be free from judgment. Be free from judgment. What do I want to do here? I think I want to... What lesson is this person here to teach you? Gotta explore. I'm sorry, cover that. We have unknown. Unknown. Looks like this figure is going like into this darkness, into this void. Escape. Practice. And we have give. Give. Okay, let's clarify justice first off, because that is the major arcana here. Why is justice here? The Queen of Cups. This is, I mean, it's love, nurturing, compassion, empathy. Emotional support, right? Which is also what the Three of Cups is, emotional support. Why is the Justice here? Four of Wands, stability, harmony. Ace of Pentacles, which is an opportunity for a new beginning, right? With relationships that are fair, that are mutual, that are respectful. A person that respects you, a person that truly loves you, a person, you know, and whoever this person is, okay? The version of them that you have met in the 3D, they may not be that. Right? Maybe some of you, yes, but some of you that may not be the case. At the bottom, I'm seeing the Four of Cups. This is about rejection. This is about emotional neglect. A person who is emotionally unavailable. A person who turns you down, pushes you away. Are you giving and giving to a person like this? Is it not fair for you? Are you not receiving love? Right? So in a way, with the Nine of Pentacles, this is about you being secure within yourself. That looks more like self-love. So in a way, it's like this situation that you have with this person might really ask you to go deeper within yourself, which is what this looks like, the unknown, the darkness, the shadow, an opportunity for growth. What is underneath that? The Five of Wands, which is conflict. These could be people who are closed off. It could even be you who's closed off. It could be a person who they're the one who's trying to give you love and give you love and give you love, and you keep pushing it away, rejecting it, closing yourself off, resisting it, fighting it, right? Or the opposite. You're dealing with someone who you're trying to give and give to someone who is not open to receiving. Right? So of course there's a lesson here for them too, but we're asking Spirit today, what lesson is this person here to teach you? So if you're the one who's giving, right, and the person is not opening up, resisting, ignoring, rejecting, pushing you away, is it balanced? Is it fair? And you know, the Seven of Cups energy has a lot to do with fantasy, an illusion, and confusion. So it could even be like these illusions of love, where we have the illusion that everything's okay, everything's fine. I don't notice that this person's not giving me love. I distract myself from it. I escape into a fantasy. I want to look at this. Let's see. Clarify the Seven of Cups. Six of Wands. Six of Wands is about being valued, being appreciated, being recognized, being admired. It's about validation. This is trying to come out in reverse. What is this? The Nine of Wands in reverse. And the Death card. So the Death card is about change. It's about transformation. The Nine of Wands in reverse. This could be about a lot of blockages. There's a lot of wounded energy here, but there's a lot of wounds surrounding validation, seeking validation. Okay. What is this opportunity for growth? Growth in what way, Spirit? How is this growth happening? There it is. There's the Hermit. Okay. The Hermit is about deep introspection, reflection, reflecting within the self, self-discovery. What is this opportunity for growth here? The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is about balanced partnerships, loving, supportive, you know? So if we know, right, that this person is neglectful, rejecting, pushing away, and we really ask ourselves, what is it that I'm seeking? What is it that I'm truly looking for? And does this match that? You know, the ways in which these lessons come through, sometimes they're painful. But when we go through that pain, it almost kind of like forces us into the darkness, into the shadow, into taking time to think, what just happened? Why did this happen? Because that's where the growth comes from, right? Reflecting. What are we seeking? Connection, love. What is this unknown energy here, Spirit? The Empress. Oh, look at that. The Empress is divine feminine. It is learning to love the self. Okay? So the lesson here is self-love. Because if that relationship or that connection that you have in your life is not fair, is not like, people are not loyal to you, people are not honest with you, they're not treating you fairly, there's been some type of injustice, they haven't loved, they haven't supported, they haven't nurtured, you know, the Empress is really about you learning what your worth is. And sometimes those lessons that we go through, they're hard, they're painful sometimes. It can also be surrounding you, allowing yourself to receive. Okay, could be another thing, another lesson here, letting yourself receive, because you could be someone who just gives and gives and gives and gives and gives to people. But what about you allowing yourself to receive? And if you're dealing with a person who is neglectful, is rejecting, you're not allowing yourself to receive. You're giving, yes, but you're not letting yourself receive. Why not? Because we have to think, with justice being here, is it fair to you? No, it's not. So does that mean we're loving ourselves? We're denying our self-love, right? We're denying our self-love with the right person because we're choosing to take less. Now, it's not to say that every single one of you that are resonating with this so far, that it's not to say that you can't have a healthy, happy relationship with this person, okay? That things can't turn around. Because you can certainly come in wounded with a person who's loving, who's supporting, who's giving you love, and you're not letting them love you. So this person teaches you how to receive love, how to open up, how to be vulnerable, how to be more confident in yourself, more secure within yourself. What is this escape here? The Ace of Swords. We're escaping the truth. Or being honest with yourself about the truth. We're escaping it, running from it, avoiding it. Emperor. Escape. The Ten of Pentacles. Some of you, this might have to do with family, with a father figure, a husband. What is the practice here? Seven of Wands, boundaries, standing up for yourself. What is this about? Give. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is about change. It's also about cycles, patterns, making the change, changing the cycle, changing the pattern. Be free from what kind of judgment here, Spirit? Be free from what kind of judgment? The Strength card. The Star. And the Six of Cups. Judgment of the past. The things that have happened to you in the past. That could have created a lot of fear within you about love, surrounding love. And the Star energy is something that helps to restore hope, restore faith in love. Tell me more about this escape here, Spirit. More about this escape. Chaos. Reconsider and passion. Okay, so with the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles, this has to do with security, stability. So in a way, are we telling ourselves that this is fine, this is stable, this is secure, when in fact, it could be chaotic, it could be unstable. And our desire for chaos. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but sometimes for some people, when they've gone through a lot of challenge in their life, a lot of very difficult relationships or even toxic ones, and you get into a relationship or connect with somebody who's a healthy partner. And I know this because an ex told me this before, okay? A long time ago, probably about, I don't know, back in 2009, 2010, it was an ex-partner. And I have come from a lot of trauma. And I remember when I first started dating that person, that he told me, like, you are looking for something wrong. Like, you're just looking for something wrong. And I feel like it's because I had so many relationships in my past that were not safe. They didn't make me feel secure, or I was mistreated. And so sometimes when you could, right, have someone kind of come in. And there's something about that number 3. Because I feel like for some of you, there could be two of them that may have been earlier on in your life. And then the third one for some of you could be the one where you do have or are meant to have the most transformation from. But anyways, back to that person. He told me that I like looking for it. Like, I'm looking for problems. I'm looking for issues. I'm causing drama. And when I look back on myself back then, I absolutely was. I was toxic. And it was almost like I was so used to toxic that when everything was perfectly fine, that I was almost expecting worst was going to happen because it didn't feel normal to me. The chaos, the dysfunction, the toxicity was normal to me. So when I had a person that was actually like a stable person, I didn't trust it. I felt like something's wrong here because that's not what I've experienced in my past. So some of you, it could be where, especially for those of you where you have difficulty with receiving and you have an opportunity to change, to let yourself receive love, or to even be in a position where you can give love. And through your own healing and nurturing of self, can you let go of those energies of the past and stop judging, right? New people, new connections that come into your life as almost expecting chaos. Now, I don't feel all of you are in that situation because some of you, I truly feel like there might be 3 significant connections you've had in your life or, will have here where all 3 of them have been really trying to drive this message home to you about taking less than you're deserving of, in which case none of those relationships might be ones that you're meant to stay in, because the 6 of Swords can also be a card of transition. And so these might be connections that kind of pass through your life. Okay. Like I said, 3 significant ones. It feels like even a person that you date, like I was saying earlier, sometimes you date people and you're just like, okay, there's nothing really there. But then there's those people that you might go on a date with, you might see for a couple months, and they have like a huge impact on you, right? Huge impact. Where maybe somebody that you would have dated like a month prior to that, and you went on a couple dates with them where you felt the connection, but it didn't just work out. And it's more so the other one where you're just like, your brain is like, what was this? What happened? Like, where it just has such an impact on you. So I want to ask Spirit here, what is the reconsider here? What is this about, Spirit? Knight of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is about lack. Okay. So if you're committing yourself or wanting to commit yourself to something for the long term and your needs are not being met, 5 of Pentacles is lack. Again, are we telling ourselves this is okay, it's fine? Where you're the person who's giving, you're the person who's carrying all the weight of the emotional basically where you're the one who's carrying all the emotions in the relationship. The other person isn't sharing in that with you. Okay? I feel for many of you with this has to do with not receiving what you need. And this is where these connections are helping you to learn to love yourself so that you reconsider committing yourself to long-term with people who don't meet your needs, with something that is not fair for you. Because surely we can escape into, the fantasy of, okay, I'm going to be in this forever, but what's going to happen to you, right? When we are in a prolonged state of a deficit, where you end up feeling resentful, you end up feeling unfulfilled, you feel ignored, you feel neglected, you feel undervalued, you feel underappreciated, right? Knowing that we're in that situation with that person that's not fair to us, right? It might seem like a good idea right at the time where you're like, okay, yeah, they're a little, detached, they're a little closed off, and thinking in that moment, right, that we want to keep going, want to keep moving forward with that connection. But what about the long term? What about the long term of effects of lack? And how that is going to affect you, right? The Five of Pentacles is also about low self-esteem and low self-worth. So are we holding on to something and committing to something that is not meeting our needs? Where we still have a desire to continue to pursue connections that are not, and hold on to them with connections that are not meeting those needs, that are not emotionally supportive. That's where Spirit's asking you to reconsider. Do you really want to commit to this for the long term? Because it could be people too, right? That run away, where they're the avoidance and they're emotionally unavailable and it feels chaotic. It doesn't feel stable. It doesn't feel secure. Maybe for some of you, it can even be connecting with people superficially, with the passion there, right? With more of a physical connection, and ego's desire more so than it fulfilling the soul's desire for genuine connection and love, right? Sometimes these connections come in and they teach us what love is and is not. And for us to go back to self and say, what is it that I'm really craving, that my soul really desires? And there it is. True, genuine bond and deep soulful connection with another person. Okay, sometimes, especially with that Nine of Pentacles, there could be codependency where we might feel like we don't want to be alone, so we'll just be with that person. Where we need to learn how to be more independent, to discover our own self and who we are separate from that person. When we have a strong sense of self, we know who we are, we know what we want, we know what we're deserving of. Okay? So, yep, the lesson here that this person is here to teach you, self-love. Okay? How to recognize what your worth is, not take less than you're deserving of, and to reconsider and ask yourself truthfully, honestly, are my needs being met? Okay? And for those of you where it's the opposite, where you have difficulty with receiving, right? Or even giving to others, where you just shut down and close yourself off. And it's the person who's trying to love you, and you're just like, don't, get away, stay away. Where you have to work on healing those self-worth issues within yourself surrounding allowing yourself to receive love. Okay? And it looks like it is surrounding the feminine energy. So same lesson, we're still learning about self-love here. It's just in a little bit of a different way. Okay? Where you're learning not to, just like the story that I shared with you, where I had that partner that was healthy, stable, never went through the things that I went through, all the chaos and childhood trauma that I went through. And I came into that with all my baggage and was looking for a problem, was not feeling, I wasn't ready. Right? I was not ready for that. And I ended up sabotaging that relationship. because I wouldn't let myself receive. I felt I was at that time, very low self-esteem and low self-worth. I had abandonment wounds, neglect wounds, you name it, I had it. You name it, I had it. I was a mess. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 1. I do hope this reading was helpful for you all, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonate with this little cream crystal here, you have 2 cards. You have Purification and Unexpected. So we're looking today at what lesson is this person here to teach you? Okay. So with purification here, this is some kind of healing or clearing something from your energy field in some way, maybe in a very unexpected way. I also noticed that we've got a fox and an owl that are kind of staring at each other. So it may even be that there are some big differences between you and the other person, culture-wise, religion, belief systems, being polar opposites of each other. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll see. We have Unexpected here, Purification. So let's first pull the tarot. What lesson is this person here to teach you, group number 2? Group 2, what lesson is this person here to teach you? The 8 of Wands. The 6 of Wands. Judgment. And the King of Swords. Okay, so we are going to clarify, but I want to pull the rest of the oracle first to get some more information here. What lesson is this person here to teach you? Group number 2. The Orator. It says communication and confidence. That's interesting because you have the King of Swords here. Maybe this is about finding your voice. We'll see. What lesson is this person here to teach you, group number 2? We have card number 28, Papillon, and it says your courage will be rewarded. And also, you know, the 2 animals that we have here, the owl symbolizes wisdom, knowledge. And then the fox is very much about being clever and strategic and, you know, knowing when to make a move, when to take action. So they're 2 very intelligent animals, both working in different ways, but both two different perspectives as well, right? Usually owls are kind of higher up, and the foxes are usually on the ground. So there's different perspectives between the two of them. And the King of Swords has to do with higher consciousness. Interesting. Okay, so we'll see where this is going to go. There's all these butterflies here too. Some kind of transformation. And also on this skull here, it kind of looks like the third eye crown chakra area is just like it's illuminated there. There's a little eye that's open. Maybe this person is helping in a way to teach you to see things clearly or in a different way, to change something within your mindset, your way of thinking, your way of speaking, the way that you act, the choices that you make. Communication and confidence. What lesson is this person here to teach you? You know, Six of Wands is also about being in the spotlight. It's about receiving recognition, appreciation, validation, putting yourself out there. So with Judgment being here, it's almost making me feel, or do some of you are afraid of putting yourself out there, afraid of making your presence known, afraid of judgment of others, opinions of others. What lesson is this person here to teach you? Group number 2. You know, the King of Swords is also very, very honest, very assertive, very much about power and authority. We have breathe. Breathe. Maybe some of you, this does have to do with your, wait, look at that. We've got a test here. There's a ring of fire. No. We have to cover that one a little bit. This one says hold. Hold. And there's a little figure here that's kind of holding up this heavy egg. Love. Okay. Breathe, hold, love, King of Swords. Because, I mean, we are focusing on romantic relationships today with this. And the King of Swords can be a very detached energy from the heart space. It's head over heart with King of Swords. So if some of you are very detached, very closed off, very guarded, because I am seeing soften here at the bottom. Soften. Breathe. Maybe this is feeling maybe nervous or something. What do I want to do? Let's clarify a little bit. Communication, confidence, your courage will be rewarded. Breathe. Why is the Judgment here? The Moon and the Seven of Wands. This feels like facing some kind of fears here, overcoming some kind of fears, insecurities, self-doubt. There's the Empress. The egg is almost kind of like weighing her down. Okay, what is this test here, Spirit? What is the test? The Temperance card. Temperance is about healing. It's also about patience and transformation, transmuting energy. Patience, maybe. Let's see. What's the test? The Hanged Man. Surrender. Surrender. Six of Wands. So let's keep going here. What is this test? Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this is being secure within yourself. What is the hold here? Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. So the hold, something, well, the egg looks like it's weighing her down. The Ace of Cups has to do with feelings, emotions, and also letting it flow. The Six of Cups could be your past. Your past that's holding you back, holding you down. Because Six of Cups is also about bonding with someone, sharing, opening up. So what is this purification of, Spirit? What is the purification? The Four of Wands. This has something to do with your, could be your home life, your childhood home life, your upbringing, family. The World. Okay, so we're kind of completing a cycle here. Page of Cups. This is the inner child. Wait a minute. Page of Cups. What's going on with the Six of Wands? The Three of Swords, the Magician. And the Ten of Cups. Oh boy, okay. So this feels like there's some kind of illusion here. Because that Page of Cups, I mean, the Page of Cups is a very sweet energy. But Page of Cups is a very fantasy-like energy. The Hangman, which is making me think about this Hangman here. The Hangman is also about disillusionment. Disillusionment, where the Page of Cups is very fantasy-like, very rosy-colored glasses when it comes to love, when it comes to partners. And it almost kind of feels like here with that Six of Wands, you know, the Six of Wands is about achieving success as well. The Ten of Cups is about happiness. Magician is about focused intention. So in a way, when you meet this particular person, you might really have this almost kind of feels like it's a connection that's not in alignment for you. And it almost kind of feels like there's something about your perception about what is truth and what is an illusion when it comes to love. Because with the test here, the Temperance card, like I said, it's about patience. So if the Eight of Wands is about very fast moving energy, so are we rushing too quickly, going all in, that this is it, this is our happily ever after, this is the person, and Spirit's like, hold on, this is a test. Because the Hangman is about disillusionment. It's about receiving insight, receiving enlightenment. And sometimes when we initially meet someone, right, all those butterfly-like feelings, because the Page of Cups is an energy of infatuation. We become infatuated with someone. And this is with breathe here. I almost kind of feel like this is coming in right underneath this Eight of Wands. And I almost kind of feel like Spirit's saying, calm down. Hold on. Candle goes out. The flame goes out. Calm down. Breathe. Don't move so fast. Because the Three of Swords is about heartbreak. Be secure, stable, surrender. Don't rush. Purification, Page of Cups. I feel like this is the inner child here. Your courage will be rewarded. What is this King of Swords here? The Chariot. Queen of Cups in reverse. And the Queen of Wands. So in a way, I kind of feel like what's happening here is you're trying to move forward from a place of love, and this is it, this is my person. And I feel like the test is almost, have you learned the difference between what is genuinely love versus infatuation, or even, because this King of Swords here, which could very well be talking about the person that you're looking at this reading about today, that's detached. The Queen of Cups in reverse is a person who's emotionally closed off or blocked. Queen of Wands has to do with passion, desire, physical. So if you're rushing, right, you have this unexpected meeting with this person, and you're going all in with the focused intention of, yes, this is it. I got it. I made it. This is the person. This is my 10 of Cups. The test here is like Spirit saying, wait. There's more to be revealed. Take a breath, breathe, hold on. Because it's not it. It's testing you. Hold. The Ace of Cups, the Six of Cups. So before you give yourself emotionally investing, right, into someone, we want to know what this person's intentions are. Because early on, right, in the Page of Cups energy, when we first meet someone, we're infatuated. We are head over heels. We're rosy-colored glasses. This is the stage that we miss the red flags. Okay? But the King of Swords helps us to see clearly whether or not we want to move forward with something with someone where we're almost feel like Spirit's saying, hold. Be patient. Don't give so much of yourself emotionally until you see that this person is on the same page as you. Is it really love? Because when I look at this love here too, it almost looks like it's coming out of like the hands, right? Like the heart is coming out of the hands, which to me, it feels like physical, like the physical body versus genuine heart space. And it's like, to me, it's like when I see this little heart with the little eyes in it, I know that you guys have seen those cartoons where two little cartoon characters kind of like fall in love and they've got heart eyes and they start like floating in the clouds and doing kind of like all that stuff. Is it really love? Is it really genuine? Okay, so hold on a second. Judgment. Judgment is about making a decision. The moon is about things that are not clear. The moon can also be about deception. So we have to make a judgment call here. You got to make a judgment call. The moon is like we don't see things. We don't see everything yet. So Seven of Wands is about boundaries. I mean, you might even have a person that you're dealing with where they're trying to move too fast. Right? They're building you up. They're giving you all this attention. Oh my goodness, you're so amazing. You're this, you're that, you're this. And then we just run away with it. This is where Spirit is saying, hold with this. Hold. Ace of Cups. This is feelings overflowing, right? Being in love, opening up, sharing, all of that energy. So I almost feel like Spirit's saying that this is a test. Is this person really on your level? Because in one way with the Page of Cups where this is a lesson is that, you know, the page, it, like I said, is a very sweet energy, but it's also about when we don't have the experience, because the pages represent immaturity in some way, some level of immaturity, or like when we haven't really mastered something. And this comes to the heart, right? Sometimes our feelings and emotions can cloud our judgment. And we have to learn to tell, is it infatuation or is it genuine love? Is it genuine connection between you and this person so that you don't get hurt, you know? And I stayed in this page stage until my mid to late 30s. Okay? It has nothing to do with our age. I went through a lot of painful lessons in my life with men, with learning when someone is actually caring about you, loving you. I didn't have the skills, the tools to recognize when someone was lying to me, when someone was manipulating me. And that goes into that little, because the page, like I said, Page of Cups is sweet. It's very innocent. It's very, it doesn't have all the skills, right? That say the King of Cups would have, where the King of Cups has mastered the lessons when it comes to the heart, when it comes to feelings, emotions. Here, we don't know how to control our emotions. We just become overwhelmed with them and infatuated with someone. And we feel like this is love. This is it. This is, and we become sometimes romantically obsessed, infatuated. And it's the Page of Cups is very superficial energy. It's a superficial connection. And so sometimes we might not be able to tell very well when someone's lying, when someone's manipulating. And that comes through experience, through learning, sometimes the hard way, which is what I had to do. I learned the hard way, to learn to read people's energy better, to slow down, because who a person is in the beginning of a connection is very different than who they will be 4 months down the line. Okay. I do and have been doing readings, especially love readings, are the majority of the readings that I do for people for over the last 6 years. And more often than not, a lot of my clients are female, and they are in situations where males are lying, manipulating, love bombing because they have more selfish intentions. And they might tell that client, everything that they want to hear in the beginning. And so we can, again, get focused on, this is my 10 of Cups. This is happiness. I made it. I'm successful. I finally did it. I finally found my person. And Spirit's like, hold on a second. Let's see how good you are at being able to tell the difference between when someone is different intention, manipulating, lying, deceiving. Take a breath. Don't try to force it. And if this person is trying to move way too fast, set a boundary. Especially if they're trying to move too quickly into getting physical. And they're not telling you how they feel. They're avoiding talking about feelings. Now, just because they tell you how they feel, this is another thing to watch. Just because they tell you, that how they feel very early on in the beginning, sometimes those are red flags. Okay, a person that tells you a week after they met you, I love you, I'm in love with you, I never felt this way before. Take what they say with a grain of salt. Okay? And it's hard to do that because especially if you're someone who really is longing for meeting your person, that is music to your ears. This person tells me they never felt this way before. This person tells me they're in love with me, they're falling in love with me. They've never had this experience and never felt this deeply for someone ever in their whole life. Take it with a grain of salt. Keep yourself grounded and pay attention to how they change over time. You're going to look for consistency, and you're going to look and observe the way that they are with you. Okay? To tell if it's true or if it's a big lie. So I feel like this is, for many of you, there could be some lessons that you're learning here between a superficial connection and infatuation, romantic obsession, illusion versus genuine true love. Okay, so I want to see why What is this love about? The Hermit. Look who showed up. The Devil. The Devil is an illusion. Eight of Cups is at the bottom. Some of you might even be dealing with a person who is afraid of love, afraid of opening up their heart, and they're so detached that they won't let themselves build a truly emotional connection with you, which in a way is going to leave you in a place where your needs are not met. Because a person will only connect with you superficially, as deeply as they've been able to meet themselves. And if they're closed off like this and blocked and and are not comfortable with vulnerability, your needs are not going to get met. So this could be a person who, as soon as feelings start to evolve, they run. The Eight of Cups is about abandonment. This is about withdrawing, solitude, isolation. So is this person creating this illusion of this happily ever after with you, right? This is where, again, the test here is where Spirit's saying, don't force anything. Be patient. Don't try to force things along with this person. Just watch, observe, breathe. So what is this about your courage being rewarded here? Knight of Wands. Nine of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. The Hierophant. Okay, so there's a lesson here, yes. The Knight of Wands could be a person you're dealing with here. That's inconsistent. The other thing I see with this is where you learn not to put so much of your energy, expend so much of your energy, and work so hard to try to make something work. So by you having the courage to say, okay, I'm not going to rush into this. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait. I'm going to observe. In a way, these situations help to prepare us. It's the universe saying, okay, group 2, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet for what you've asked for what you desire? Because if we have a certain desire, right, that's what we want for a relationship, the partner that we want, but yet we have someone like this come along, a distraction, to say, here, look here, group 2, look here, how about this? And we take it and hold on to it, even though we know our needs are not being met. It's not what we wanted, but we're going to take it anyway. We're not ready for that desire because we're still in this place where we're accepting and entertaining what is not in alignment with us. The sooner you can spot this and be done with it, the better, because you're learning to master your intuition. Your intuition is going to give you a warning. And sometimes those feelings, all that butterfly feelings, because when we first meet someone, our body releases hormones. Oxytocin being one of them, the bonding hormone. So when we feel like we're floating in the clouds and, oh my goodness, I'm in love, that is your hormones that you're feeling. That flush of excitement and passion and desire and all these things, it's you. right? Once those hormones start to dissipate and you're back to normal, if the connection lasts that long, you get to see who the person really is. The mask falls off, right? The person that they were in the beginning, the first couple weeks, the first month or two. As time goes on, they start to reveal their true self. The patterns come out. The behaviors, if they have them, right? The shadow. Who are they really, right? Because in the beginning, they could be so sweet and so romantic, but then you start to figure out, this person's closed off. This person's detached. This person has these wounds or these fears or these trust issues and all these other things that are kind of coming up. And when I want to talk about feelings, they run away. They withdraw. They go no contact. They block me, right? Then you get to see who the person really is. So your courage will be rewarded. We have the Ace of Swords here, which is truth and it's clarity. Because in a way, you are working on yourself with this. There are lessons that you learn. So your courage will be rewarded. There's the Strength card and there's the Six of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Cups. So what happens here is that when you learn from this, the reward is what I was just saying, you align with the person that you are meant to be with. That is the reward. Because strength is about having self-control. Our ego might say, pick this one, how about that one? Just go with this one, that's the one. And your soul is like, no, this person's closed off. This person is not giving me love, is not nurturing the connection. They run away, they avoid, they neglect, they reject, they ghost, they abandon. No. So the Strength card is about you having self-control over that impulsivity to just go, right? This is about calming your energy. Calm, grounded. We're not just going to choose anyone, right? Six of Pentacles is about receiving, balanced. The Nine of Cups is your wish fulfillment. So if we can have self-control over the ego's desire that might end up choosing the wrong person, right? The person who's not going to meet our needs, and we can learn to control that ego's desire, whereas for some of you it might be about physical, where we're trying to turn a physical relationship into something more that it's not meant to. When we can reserve that level of control within ourselves and hold strong to what it is that we're really looking for, this opens things up for the right person, the right connection to come in here. The soulmate. Okay? So this almost kind of feels like this situation that you have here with this person is the test for you before this comes in. Did group 2 learn yet? Are they still falling for the illusion? Or do they really know what true bonding, loving, genuine connection that's balanced and harmonious is? So what makes this unexpected? Three of Cups. Some of you, this might be coming in an unexpected way, giving you, this could be, it almost kind of gives me like third party. Third party. A person who is already married, already in another relationship, And it creates this false hope. It creates an illusion. Creates an illusion here. So happens in an unexpected way, meaning that it could be through a friend group, through, I'm getting coworkers, friend group, a person who's already married, already in a committed relationship, coworkers. Person who's still involved with someone else, where it creates this illusion. You know, it could even be like a crush situation, because the Page of Cups is a very crush-like energy, where you're crushing on a coworker who's married. Or who's already in a long-term relationship. Or who started off as, you know, they're meant to be your friend, and you're actually they could be creating this illusion that it's going to be turning into something more, or your own infatuation with the person is leading you into, I mean, if we let it go too far, Seven of Cups is about illusion, and if we let it go too far, it's delusion. Okay? Where we become delusional about a person, a situation here, and that leads us into false hope, the heartbreak. So some of you, it might come about in that way, an unexpected lesson that just comes through in that way, and we might be feeling like this is it, it finally happened, it's this person, and Spirit's like, hold on a second. So before we rush in, before we invest too much of ourselves and get hurt and fall for the fantasy, fall for the illusion, or become delusional about it, right? You've got to keep yourself grounded, observe, pay attention. How is the communication? How is this important here, Spirit, for group 2? The Tower, okay? So the Tower is about something that is unstable. It's also the breakdown of a false reality. That's you being able to let go. You being able to release. That could be ending it with someone. Saying, hey, you know what? No, this isn't going to work for me. Okay? No. If it's a person who's married or who's already in a relationship, you know, you could communicate to that person like, no, I'm not going to be the third party. I'm not doing this. You know, the Five of Cups is about grief. It's about pain, sadness. You know, you could put a boundary with that person, for those of you that are in third party situations dealing with someone who's with someone else, where you communicate with that person clearly, like, no. If you're not offering to me something more solid, more secure, we're done. Right? No more falling for the illusion, for the fantasy, for the you know, having somebody string you on or lead you on with false hope. So there's something, I feel like something going on there with that Page of Cups. Let's actually clarify this Page of Cups, Spirit. Knight of, oh, okay. Knight of Swords, the Emperor, Chariot in reverse. There's a pattern here. There's the Page again with the Fool and the Three of Swords. So there's a pattern here, group 2, that you have. this, you know, the Page of Cups can also represent when we're being naive, when we're being naive in love. The Fool is rosy-colored glasses. The Page of Cups, like I said, is a very fantasy-like energy. It's about imagination, fantasy, romantic infatuation. Sometimes it could be obsession. The Fool is we're just kind of leaping into something, right? The Knight of Swords is moving very fast. We've got tunnel vision, which means we're missing the red flags. Okay? You might be trying to move towards building something solid, secure. And I feel like some of you, I don't think it's all of you, but some of you that chose this group, there's a father wound here. Okay? There's a father wound. This is wanting love. This is wanting acceptance, maybe from a father figure. Nurturing. There's a wounded inner child here in the relationship with father. So in a way, you're still your childlike self, right? As an adult, is still functioning from the Page of Cups energy. That still has that naivety. Now that, like I said, the Page of Cups is a sweet energy. It's so loving. It loves love. Loves being in love, the feeling of love, the romance, everything that comes with it. It's sweet. It's innocent. But it's also naive. It's inexperienced. It's still learning. Sometimes those very difficult lessons of the heart, you know, which means that we're trying to get to that Emperor energy, which is just stable. We want stability. We want a foundation. And if you didn't have that growing up, that inner child still functioning from within inside of you is still seeking that security, comfort, love, admiration, validation, appreciation, right? Just wants to be loved. But sometimes that can lead us into jumping into things without thinking, especially in that Fool energy. Sometimes the Fool literally means we're being foolish. We're moving too fast. And it could be with people who are not on the same page as you, who don't want the same thing, or that things are one-sided, people that are inconsistent, people that are unreliable. And some of you may have had a parent like that, was in and out of your life. Some of you may have even had an experience during your early dating years with a particular person who hurt you and keeps you stuck in this pattern or this cycle here, getting heartbroken over and over and over again. So yeah, sometimes those feelings that we have, we need to ground ourselves. Because in Page of Cups energy, we are in la la land. We are over the moon and liking somebody and crushing on someone and fantasy and imagination and daydreaming about them, and I can't stop thinking about them and obsessing even. That we miss the red flags. We get lost in the fantasy. Okay. All right. So that is all that I have for you. Group number 2. I almost thought it was 3, but 2. Group 2. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Hi, group 3. So those of you that resonate with the family card and the blue agate, this is going to be your reading today. And we're finding out what lesson is this person here to teach you, okay? And we have family here. So we are going to pull some tarot, some additional oracle cards, and then we're going to go back in and clarify the tarot in case we need to. We'll see what comes through. So something about family. What lesson is this person here to teach you? Group 3. What lesson is this person here to teach you? The Strength card. King of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Star, and the Two of Wands. Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, oh boy. The Sun and the Ten of Cups, the Death card, the Ace of Wands, Justice, Three of Pentacles, and the Tower. Okay, let's pull some oracle here. Group number 3, what lesson is this person here to teach you? What lesson? The Storyteller. It says viewpoints and control. Why does that almost feel like manipulation? I don't know, we'll see. Because they're making hand puppets. Okay. What lesson is this person here to teach you? Spiral. Time for rest and repose. Okay. What lesson is this person here to teach you? We got to cover that one, and I'm afraid it might be almost the whole card. But the card says celebrate. And it's a bunch of people dancing around. Yeah, dancing around. But they forgot their clothes at home. Okay, celebrate. What lesson is this person here to teach you? A test, okay. We have play. Play, I have to cover this. It doesn't help very much, but it looks like these three people are like having a good time. And here we've got the same kind of thing where these people are kind of dancing around this fire here. enjoying time with each other. Celebrate, play. And we have tears. This almost kind of makes me feel that, and I don't know yet, but this is just kind of what I'm feeling so far, that some of you might have family members that don't I don't know what this, I almost feel like don't accept you, don't believe in you, ones that have limited your perception of self. This storyteller here with viewpoints and control, it almost kind of gives me like Hierophant energy, more like, or even like the devil, where maybe your own family has affected the way that you see things, or even controlled certain things. Because like I said, with the play here and the celebrate, like there's people that are together, they're having a good time, you know. And here with the family card, we can see the two little wolves that are just kind of nuzzled up with each other, bonding. It's sweet. And with the tears being present, you know, maybe you're someone who didn't have that experience of togetherness and healthy, loving family relationships. I mean, you might even be seeing something play out in this person's life where their own family was toxic, and you're the one that comes from the more healthy family kind of oriented energy, where you're kind of looking at this other person who's showing to you how much they've been affected by their family that is controlling and, you know, affecting this person's perception in some way. So I feel like it can kind of go either way here. So let's keep going. Let's clarify a little bit. Let's see what this tears is about. Why is tears here? Wheel of Fortune. And Temperance. And the Knight of Swords. Tell me more about the viewpoints and control here, Spirit. Three of Cups, other people. Other people. Outside influences. The Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit, we're dealing with isolation versus this is being together, right? Together and alone, isolated. There's the Hierophant. That's what I was talking about earlier. The viewpoints and control gives the Hierophant energy, because the Hierophant has to do with our belief systems, our values. This is about tradition, religion, culture, things that have been passed down from generation to generation. Sometimes those beliefs can be limiting. So, what is the test here? What is the test? What is the test? The Moon. Fears, insecurities. The Four of Cups is about rejection, pushing away opportunities. And the Death card. Now, the Four of Cups can also be when there's something that we're not seeing. Something that we've got a blind spot with. So, why is family here, Spirit? Why is family here? Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. I feel like there's something that I'm missing here. The storyteller, viewpoints and control. The tears here. What is this? Two of Wands. Six of Cups. Okay. Which is, the Two of Cups is about making a choice. And the Six of Cups is about bonding, sharing, opening up, building connection, feeling comfortable. So, and there's the Five of Pentacles at the bottom, which is about isolation. Like I said, some of you, I kind of feel like this might be a situation where you may have had a family or parents or grew up in a kind of environment where you felt like you may not have fit in. You may have grown up with very strict religious, cultural beliefs. Sometimes the Hierophant energy can be very rigid, like growing up and raised by parents who have very rigid ideas or beliefs about, you know, the way that things should be, the way that you should be. And it almost kind of gives me this energy here of this person coming into your life to help to pull you out of the control of the limiting beliefs that you've been raised with, that you learn to really open up more and blossom. Because I feel like for some of you, your parents may have kept you very sheltered, and you may have felt like you didn't fit in. And so I feel like this person that comes into your life almost gives you some kind of like this person sees you. This person builds you up. This person inspires you. This person might inspire you to be more brave, more confident, more courageous, stepping into your power, learning to have your own ideas, your own beliefs, being your own self without fitting yourself into a little box, which can inspire a very different idea of what family is, which should be, right? Loving, nurturing, encouraging, inspiring, supportive, where parents really celebrate you and they cheer for you and they're, supportive of what you want to do with your life, your path, your dreams, your goals, your desires, and back you up on that. This feels like you let loose. You discover who you are. And even growing up with because the Hierophant can also be about societal expectations, And if we've had parents that were very strict or rigid with culture, with religion, with certain belief systems that they have, they can then condition, right, us to think the same way. And sometimes when we grow up as an adult, we might say, you know what, I don't resonate with that anymore. I want to be different. I want to do things differently. I want to pursue different things. I don't know that I don't want to say that it's all of you that choose this group, but there's someone here that's watching this that is meant to be famous. Okay? That is meant to be famous, that is meant to be well known, and really make a name for yourself. Because the star, some of you might literally be meant to be like a star, like an actress, an actor, a singer, a dancer, performing in some way, something creative. Because the Six of Wands is about being in the spotlight. Your time to shine, your time to put yourself out there. So there could be like little things that this person changes within you, maybe even in an indirect way. Like I said, some of you, it might be the complete opposite, where you were the one who grew up with healthy family, good values, good morals, and all is great. But then you see another person who's modeling to you where their family could have such an influence on what they do, what they eat, where they live, where they work, where they drive, where they live, all of that stuff, where you're just like, wow. Because sometimes these lessons do come through, not where it's like directly between you and them, but you could be watching like, wow, this person that I'm dealing with lets their family choose for them. They let their friends influence their decision. They lack confidence in themselves. They're not doing what they really want to do, and they're unhappy, they're bored, they're miserable. And then that kind of sparks something within inside of you, and you're like, wait a minute. How have I been limiting myself? how have I not been able to achieve certain goals or dreams and make certain choices and decisions in my life, right? So this can certainly come through in a very indirect way where you watching this play out kind of creates this little spark inside of you, and you're like, you start doing the deep thinking, the reflecting, the soul finding. The hermit energy is about very deep reflection. It's the journey to self-discovery, right? There could be something this person says, does, shows you in some way. You know, maybe it's you watching them with their family, or even having a family with this person where there's something that they show to you in some way that kind of sparks something within you that helps with transformation, that helps with change. What does this spiral about, Spirit? The Tower. This is illusions being shattered. So it kind of feels like this person comes into your life and you're not the same anymore. This could even be going through an awakening. The veil has been lifted. We're no longer trapped in a little box with limiting beliefs. Because this energy up here is powerful. Nine of Wands. Ace of Swords. And there's the Five of Cups. Yeah, I mean, like I said, all of you that go through this experience, sometimes it comes through in a way that's brilliant and beautiful, but sometimes the experience that we have with someone might not be so great, you know, because the Five of Cups is also here. The other kind of storyline that I'm getting here is that some of you may have had a child with this person or children, and the relationship may have fallen apart. Okay? And that grief, or even if you may have made plans with this person about, you know, getting married, building a life with them, being in a relationship, and then you going through the grief, the pain, the loss has caused, sometimes we can go through a spiritual awakening because of sometimes it's trauma that induces the awakening. But with that comes clarity, you know? So this person could have even, right, put you through something here that really created a very profound transformation for you. Life-changing transformation. Like you will never be the same person. And from the way that this energy looks up here, and again, some of you might be in different places where you're going through this energetically, this is beautiful. Sometimes going through a dark night of the soul and grief, pain, loss, and really kind of hitting rock bottom may even be something that, in my opinion, going through difficulties and challenges is where we find the most powerful transformation. I feel like a lot of people that have life that is very easy and just smooth, you don't see the level of growth that you do with people who have been through the ringer, that have the ability to make such a profound transformation with their life, with themselves, through personal development, because they've gone through it. They've gone through it. They've faced their darkness. They've been in those dark places. So I feel like this person, I mean, the lesson here, look at that beautiful energy. The Strength card, the King of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Star. The Star is something that brings renewal. It restores faith, hope, trust. It's also about wish fulfillment. The Six of Wands is about overcoming challenge. It's about success and being seen, being valued, being appreciated, being in the spotlight. The King of Wands is about leadership, about forging your own path, doing things in your own way. So those of you that where this is family influence, certain belief systems and culture and religion and societal expectations, and you need to be this way, you need to act that way. It's like you doing your own thing. You learning how to really become your true, most authentic self. And like I said, the process of getting there may not be pretty for some of you. It's a lot of tears, a lot of making healing a priority. It's a lot of bringing your life into balance. It's a lot of eliminating things, changing things, being open and going with the flow of change happening. To bring you into a much better version of self than you were before you met this person. So I feel like regardless of what your process is of getting there, whether it's not so pretty or it was just a beautiful thing, you are becoming or have already become this amazing, confident, powerful, brave, courageous soul. Because this situation may have really challenged you through a lot of personal growth, a lot of deep thinking, a lot of soul searching, a lot of frustration and pain and tears and you know, just wanting things to change, and to letting yourself do what you want to do, explore what you want to, do things in your own way without anybody putting a limit on you, which is beautiful. You know, sometimes us watching other families, you know, is important for us to see. I don't know if you guys, I don't think I told you guys, we had a family member that passed away very recently. We were actually at the funeral this past Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There was like a whole thing with my husband's family. His grandmother passed away. And I, as a person, didn't grow up with like a very healthy family unit. And my husband, of course, I have a huge family. My husband has a huge family, but the way in which I was raised, we weren't exposed to the family. It was just me, my mom, my sister, and my grandmother, and my cousin, which is my mom's aunt's son. It was just us. We didn't talk to any of the rest of the family because my grandmother kept us away from the family. So we didn't know anyone. We didn't know how to reach them. We didn't know how to talk to them. We didn't know who they were, you know, none of that. So my experience with family is very different than a lot of people's. There was a lot of toxicity, a lot of not great experiences during childhood with the way that, you know, people were treated or talked to, different things like that within that very small little group. So when I first started, you know, with my husband and his family, worlds different, you know? So sometimes even us seeing modeled behavior with families, and you know, my husband's family is so different. Like they're laughing and they're giggling and they're you know, like really bonding with each other and being silly, and you know, which was very different than what I grew up with. So sometimes it's even looking at, you know, other experiences where other people were, it could be so different and so rewarding, where we might look at, you know, the ways in which we were limited in some ways and didn't really blossom or bloom into our most best self because we lacked confidence. We had low self-esteem. We felt isolated. We felt alone. We felt like we didn't fit in, to where you can surround yourself with other people and really see, you know, people, you know, that have a different opinion of you, that share different views of you, where they, you know, say like, wow, my goodness, you're amazing. You're so great. You're awesome. Like, that's so wonderful. Oh my goodness. Where it's very different than maybe experiences that you've had, you know? And just from going to the funeral recently, where his, like, so much family was there. I was like, oh my goodness, there's so many people here. But just to be able to talk to them and bond with them, and you know, it gives you like a good feeling, you know? So sometimes it can show you some beautiful things, you know, with the ways in which we can change the belief systems that we have about ourselves and about being ourselves and being accepted and being appreciated and valued and recognized, acknowledged, right? For how unique you are and how inspiring sometimes we don't realize how inspiring we can be to others, you know? And it could be something that you do that is brave or courageous, and somebody else talks to you and like, oh my goodness, you do that? Like, how do you do that? Where you can just kind of have a very different experience, you know, with people around you that support you and build you up, and you know, it could be so different. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.